These are going to be the new meta equipments with the super witch strategy, and I'm gonna showcase you in every single attack. So let's dive in and see this video. Alright, here we are on this base, and guys, one key thing I'm gonna tell you about the invisibility in case you didn't know, it's that if you make the builder huts invisible and you have an earthquake on the side of the building, the builder hut will actually not repair itself, and as you can see, it will repair the defense next to it. So this is something that I didn't know, because the bases you hit mostly don't have the builder huts in front of the defenses, meaning you actually technically never really make them invisible when you want to do the fireball. But something that it has happened before to me was that I made them invisible, but there weren't a really high HP major defenses, so we didn't really see it. But after the update, I thought this was a glitch or a bug, but it really isn't. If you make the builder invisible, this is what you get. So this is how I kind of come up with this whole situation. Now, as you saw, we're gonna let the warden take down the town hall and also the CC, because why not? The CC is ice golems, nothing crazy. We're gonna then drag the warden on the lower side, because on the top side we do not have access to the ricochet cannon, and I don't really want to make sure the warden kind of walk is a lot longer than normal. So everything else into the core, and what we do with this strategy is to make sure our king is staying alive as long as possible until the core or after the core. These are two key things that you need to be looking for. So freeze, make sure you invisible even for your king sometimes in the core if he needs it, and make sure you pop it super late. Now then, with the champion, something you can do is of course sending her into the major defense that is low HP, or if it's full HP you can just pop her ability and we got the rocket spear. Now I know some of you might not have the spiky ball, as you can see here, upgraded, or the rocket spear upgraded, which doesn't matter, you can choose either of them. But if you already have the earthquake boots upgraded, I would suggest the spiky ball, because the combination of those two is absolutely crazy on every single one of the bases, no matter the outcome. But RC, we could have even not used her. You can see the rocket spear doesn't need to be upgraded, it doesn't need to be used. You can use anything you like with your RC, because it really doesn't come down to her. The attacks sometimes might come down to her, but it's not a very major hero. But let's move on. Okay, this attack shows you the strength of the earthquake boots and also the spiky ball. You're gonna blink and there will be no base, simple as that. But as I said, there's also priorities of how you upgrade for free to play players and also the players who pay to get more ores. So there is differential, and there are going to be more levels into these equipments. And one thing is for sure is that we are all struggling with the golden and starry ore, basically what I mean. So yeah, fireball into that nice area. I noticed the CC was close enough, we had a few major defenses, so why not? I didn't go for a crazy like core fireball rage tower value, just a simple side fireball. Now headhunter, everything going in, you need to make sure the siege barracks and also the queen is on the outside. You don't really want to center in, because on the outside she can have access to 2 layers of defenses, and on the inside is just useless. Otherwise the king can get everything else the queen can. The witches can also kill the air CCs. That's why we send the queen to the outside, in case it's the first time you're watching this. Now I was holding the jump spell for a bit deeper and making sure my king actually beats through the wall with the help of the wall breaker, and here is where I'm going to invest this freeze to keep my warden and the witches on the back alive a bit more deeper in the base, because the droids weren't really doing much, but now they're getting into the rage tower. And look at this, once this invisibility go off, I see my king coming to the left, and look at the ability. Just don't blink, because this base is gone. The town hall, the area, the back end with the RC, literally in 1 or 2 seconds the base got naked. That's how simple I can put it in words. Like, this is insane. The combination of these 3 abilities, of course, I mean the rocket spear as well, but you don't necessarily need the rocket spear. But the combination of these abilities make sure this strategy crush the bases even harder than it used to. And with the buff to the earthquake boots, it's making sure it does exactly that. Alright, next base. Now these bases are all meta bases in Legends League. Everything else is so compact, the walls are so close. So what is good? It's the earthquake boots. Yes, the earthquake boots, if you want to jump early into the bases, you can now do it, because then later behind the town hall compartment you can just pop your king ability with the earthquake boots, but you need to make sure you actually have his ability deep into the base and not lose it very early, like diving into a monolith or a single inferno or a CC right in front or behind the monolith. You know, as you can see, what I'm doing now is basically going to go from a side of the base. Again, we're not going for very regular approaches that is baited fully. On the top side there may have been Teslas, because it's easier to choose the top side and just dive into the base, but you know, obviously we had some Teslas into the side. This is why I popped my warden a lot earlier and not let him go too deep, because you will find Teslas and sometimes your fireball may go missing. So make sure you pop double invis and then boom, warden. At the end you can just maybe give him a few time, like just to take out a few defenses. But look at this. Now going into the base, I'm gonna jump right behind the town hall into that eagle area, and the Valkyries coming from the siege barracks. If you didn't notice, on every attack I use a few droids, 1 or 2 with my queen and P.E.K.K.A.s and Valkyries on the outside. It's amazing how it can do some amazing healing. And now take a look at this spiky ball. This earthquake, of course the tornado was keeping us a bit back, but the earthquake and the spiky ball combination, it's just amazing. Now it helps also your royal champion, so with the rocket spear, the earthquake or the spiky ball will make sure the defenses are lower HP, so you can pop the rocket spear even earlier. This is not a hog pop it. You don't want to keep the RC ability, you want to pop it as soon as you see there's a major defense in front of her, or even better, 2 major defense, and well, you can swag these spells easily. You're not even gonna need them. But let's move on to the final attack and see what I do there. Okay, a double rage base in the core. This is going to be the most damage you've seen from a core of a base, especially a ring base. Now what I do here is that I don't go for a crazy core or a CC takedown. No, I see what I can do with the funnel. This is important. Now look at this, we got double expose, monolith, and also the eagle. This is a very decent thing, and you know me, I like to drop my warden ASAP. So what I do is drop him right there, and you can see the Tesla. If you drop your warden and pop an immediate ability, you will miss out on those Teslas. It will not target it. So make sure you do that and not just drop the warden and then pop the ability super late. That's when it will hit the Tesla and you are done. The attack will get a lot harder, especially with the nerf to the equipments that you may be having, or to the supercharged levels that some other people may be having by the time you're going to attack. So we have the funnel set, now we have the wallbreaker set, and going with the witches, siege barracks, and the queen, similar things. I dropped the king here a lot earlier, even though we're diving into a single, so it's bad. Drop the king a bit later than this, okay? It's better to drop the king slightly later, letting those skeleton and super witches go a bit more forward. This way your king doesn't get cooked in the core. Again, you see we have droids on the outside with our queen, poison early for the CC, double rage is going crazy in the core, but guess what? We got the spiky ball, so I was trying my best to keep the king and at the same time my warden and witches alive. It was a hard task, especially with the ice golems in the core, freezing everything, but look at the witches, they don't die. And now the earthquake and that spiky ball completely crushed that town hall and the surroundings. Here I'm gonna go with the RC on the lower side slightly later into the attack, just because I was looking at my core, of this base core, and everything was dying out, so was waiting a few seconds. Now RC shield, you can see we're not gonna negate with the ricochet cannon. Why would we? I'm going to pop the RC ability a lot earlier. The shield will also help my other troops around the base, and easy as that. Swagging, of course, all that queen magic mirror, really didn't need it. And I mean, the magic mirror itself can finish a back end for you, but on every attack we are doing the RC kind of rocket spear for it. But let me know what you think about this strategy with this equipment. Are you going to use it, and what equipments are you going to prioritize for your upgrades? We'll see you soon on the next video. Take care and peace.